Hello YouTube. Siberia today is a huge territory with a small number of large cities. The main forests of Russia are concentrated here. The amazing and beautiful landscape of Siberia, terrific landscapes, have always attracted creative personalities, artists, poets, photographers, and other cultural personalities, including foreign ones. For example, Chinese travelers described the territories of Siberia from the first millennium BC not as forests, but as a land densely populated with settlements. Moreover, there were hundreds of them, and cities were located near lakes or rivers. You can see my other videos about strange cities of Siberia too. So, about 3,000 years ago, Siberia was a kind of center of civilization. But modern scientists say that if there were a large number of settlements here, then a huge number of artifacts, a cultural layer, and large-scale burials should have been preserved. But this is not the case, at least not on the surface. But from another point of view, if Siberia was not particularly populated and there were forests all the time, then these territories would be covered with a thick layer of humus, peat bogs, and centuries-old groves and thickets. Humus is the organic component of soil, formed by the decomposition of leaves and other plant material by soil microorganisms. There's no such thing either in Siberia. This can mean one thing. The vast territories of Siberia experienced not one, but several tremendous catastrophes, disasters. And there are good reasons for this hypothesis. If we take the writings of Chinese merchants or travelers, then 3,000 years ago, there were cities and hundreds of settlements here. In the 10th century, almost nothing remained of them. Siberia was described as a young forests, not dense, impenetrable wilds, young forests. And it's the same in art. Until the middle of the 19th century, the huge area did not have dense forests. In some paintings, it looks like a forest steppe, meaning like savanna, plains. It was only at the end of the 19th century that the territories of Siberia began to be covered with dense forests. There are photos of the same place 98 years apart. In 1914, it was represented by a rocky area with low vegetation. And in 2012, it was already covered with good quality forest. It is important to note that quite young fir trees are about 70 to 80 years old. What exactly happened in Siberia is a big question. Opinions are divided. Some claim that a huge meteorite exploded, several dozen times more powerful than the Tunguska event, or the Tunguska object. The blast wave destroyed towns and villages thousands of kilometers away. Civilization was destroyed. By the way, the local inhabitants, local tribes, have preserved the legends of bitter water. Allegedly, a fiery stone fell from the sky, and all the waters in the rivers became bitter and black for several years. And since these were the only sources of drinking water, people had to die or migrate to other territories. But in any case, Siberia remained practically uninhabited. No one knows when it happened either. If the soil, for example, became radioactive, then of course, civilization would not be able to survive this. Many people fell ill, others simply left the inhabited territories. Something similar happened in the 14th or 15th century. An event was repeated that affected the landscape of Siberia. Of course, there was no civilization there anymore, but you can't fool nature. Everything would have been covered with forests over the centuries anyway, but it did not happen. So there was a direct impact on the biosphere, and it ended only in the 19th century when the land was again covered with trees. It is worth noting that the modern forest in Siberia is very young. Could a large meteorite have hit the territory of Siberia twice? Theoretically, it could. Then the first destroyed civilization, and the second one burned the entire forest. And from these events, the soil healed only in the 19th century. By the way, according to the study of radioisotope analysis of lakes in Karelia, the European part of Russia, and Siberia, there are traces in all of them that suspiciously resemble the consequences of nuclear bombing. But it could not have happened there in those days, could it? Well, I will look more at this hypothesis and about a year 1812 and a few other interesting periods in my later videos. Today, since I tell you about Siberia in my other numerous videos about its riddles, enigmas, and mysteries, I wanted to bring one to this one today. If you like my research, please support me through the links you will find in the description to this video. Please kindly like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and please tell others about my work. Thank you for your attention.